Hey all, my name is Dr. Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today in this video is to provide my Texas business owners with our top 3 business plan writer tips for businesses in Texas. So the way the video is going to play out is first and foremost going to go ahead and give you a little bit of background about me, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. And then after that, we'll dive into some tips and tricks for writing a business plan in Texas. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. As promised, just a little bit about me. Again, Dr. Paul Borosky, MBA. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if y'all want to avoid all the fun and excitement, trials and tribulations, growth opportunities of writing your own business plan, or any kind of writing for that matter, just make sure to reach out and contact me. Be delighted to help with a business plan or again, any type of writing or research that you may need done. I'm also a business mentor and a business consultant. So if you need some help for business growth, strategic planning, marketing research, and other types of research, again, reach out. Be delighted to assist. And then finally, I am an adjunct professor as well as a subject matter expert for business and finance. So if your business plan is ready to go, but those pesky financial projections are kind of tripping you up, again, reach out to me. Be delighted to help for financial projections as well. All right, enough about me. Let's go ahead and dive right into our star of the show. And enough about me. Let's go ahead and talk about the star of the show, which is some tips and tricks for businesses in Texas, specifically for business plan writing. So, the first tip that I like to provide any business, regardless if it's in Texas or not, is to make sure when you're writing a business plan to include an organizational chart. Let's be honest, a lot of people they prefer to look at visual charts and graphs and pictures. And when you have an opportunity to include some type of chart or graph, definitely take advantage of it. And not only are you going to be able to meet the needs of the reader, but it also adds visual appeal to your business plan. And the second reason that I like to include an organizational chart in my business plan is that it conveys to the reader that you have a broad understanding of how your organization is going to operate. For example, you can see that you've got a chain of command here for the CEO, the manager, and who's reporting to the manager. This can get a whole lot more complicated, and the more complicated it is, the more that is showing how you have a better grasp on how your business is going to operate. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to tip number 2. For tip number 2, what I like to do when I write my business plans, again, whether it's for a Texas business or any other business, what I like to do is I like to make sure that I include a broad array of different advertising opportunities or different advertising channels. And the reason I like to show that there's a lot of opportunities for advertising is that it shows that you have a broad reach, that you're not just limited to one or two avenues as to where you can go ahead and market or advertise. And if they don't work out, then what? But when you show a wide array of different opportunities for marketing, then it conveys to the reader, whether it be a lender or an investor, that there's a lot of opportunities for marketing. And just because one or two may or may not work, you've got opportunities and you've got plans to go ahead and exploit other advertising channels. A second reason to go broad with the marketing is that it shows adaptability. Again, if one or two of your advertising channels aren't returning the investment that you're expecting, then you have opportunities to go in different directions, and it shows that you've got breadth as well as depth to your marketing strategies. All right, let's go ahead and move on to tip number 3. And the third and final tip for my Texas business owners when writing a business plan is to make sure that you break down and clearly explain your financials. Financials are complicated and challenging even for experienced investors and lenders. The easier that you make them, the easier that they are to read, the increased likelihood that they're going to be able to grasp what you're trying to convey, and they're going to be able to reach a decision quicker. So first, when you have a detailed breakdown in your financials, you're just not throwing your income statement out there in your balance sheet. You're walking them through you with assumptions, and then you're showing where the revenues are coming from, and then you're breaking down your expenses, and then you're leading into your financials. When you do that, you're going to increase your credibility. It's going to show, hey, I know what my financials are. I know what my numbers are. I know where my revenues are coming from. I know where my costs are. Not only do I know where they are, but I can clearly explain them and show them in the business plan. Second, when you go ahead when you follow this structure and you easily and systematically break down your financial projections, it's going to make decision making for whether it be an investor or a lender. It's going to make the decision making process a lot easier for them. They're going to be able to take a look at it and they're going to say, well, you know what? I understand it, and yes, this makes sense to me, or I understand it, and no, this is just not something I'm going to be able to do. But it's going to help them reach a decision quicker because it's clean, it's concise, and it's systematically broken down to an understandable level. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up and sum it up. So in summary, hopefully y'all found my tips and tricks helpful in regards to the organizational structure, explaining your financials, and going broad with your marketing section. So if you are looking for some business consulting assistance or services, I do provide my services to various cities in Texas, whether it be Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. And some of the services that I provide as a business consultant is business plan writing, strategic planning, business consulting, marketing research, startup mentoring, and just about any other idea or topic that you need in your business. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I'd be delighted to help. All right, so if you found this helpful, give me a like and have a great day. Thanks.